I want to bring in Adam Housley, who's live from Benson, Arizona. One of my favorite places. You guys know I have a second home down there. I love Arizona. And he's talking about when Amazon.com needed seasonal warehouse help in the small town of Fernley, Nevada, they decided to tap into a new trend in the working world. And he's going to tell us all about it. Good morning, Adam.
Good morning, Harris. Yeah, they're called work campers. You know, they've really kind of been around in different varieties for a long time, a lot longer than we realized when we started doing this story. In some cases, people have been doing this for, or they know people that have been doing this for up to 50 years. For the most part, we're talking about the baby boomer generation and a bit older. Estimates anywhere between 1.5 million to a little more than that, people that are across the country that start out in the summer months up north, as far north as Canada, working in part-time jobs, and then in the winter months come down to the southern states, the Sun Belt, if you will, finding jobs. Now, they don't always work full-time, of course. A lot of times they're filling in at national parks, they're docents, they're working at lighthouses. In some cases, they're picking blueberries, or as you mentioned, working for big corporations like Amazon, who will hire them for a couple of months for the holiday season. When you talk to them, to tell you that many of them are on fixed incomes, and anytime they can find a job anywhere, it's a good thing. Take a listen.
You're not paying rent anywhere. You get around to see different parts of the country. You can go where you want to, when you want to go.
That's how Warren Howell's been doing this for about 15 years. He was someone who moved around the company for some high-tech jobs and then decided that, you know what, this was the way to go. He sold everything, had some garage sales, gave stuff away, didn't have any really family. He'd been divorced, got into his motorhome, and says he put a 3-bedroom house into a motorhome and has been moving around ever since. And he actually works at some of these RV parks around the country. There's other people that work at RV parks. They'll work at wherever they can really find over the course of their years they move around, because they have, again, many of them baby boomers. The kids are out of the house. They have grandkids. They have friends around the country. They meet friends at parks like this. They tell you that it's really a great way to see parts of the country you never had a chance to when you were younger, and they can afford to do it. Take a listen.
We've crossed the country 4 times in 7 years. We've hit all the western states. We're missing some of the northeastern states. We just haven't had time.
Yeah.
Our saying is so much to see, so little time.
And that's what a lot of these work campers will tell you, Harris, that they had the chance to meet other people and to see so much of this country. Many of them never had a chance to travel because they had the kids, they were in the military, they were working in a certain part of the country, and this is their way, again, to go to Florida to see the kids for part of the year, head north when it's warmer in the summertime, work when they have a chance here or there, and at the same time they're on a fixed income. So it's very interesting to be at least for a couple of days a part of this world, to hear their stories and to understand, Harris, you're talking about 1.5 million people roughly that are doing this, and they're also feeling a need for employers, because a lot of employers nowadays just need part-time help. As we know, the economy's been difficult for a number of years, so they only need someone to come in and work for a couple of months. In the case of the RV parks, of course, it's seasonal, so these type of people can come in and do a lot of these jobs, Harris, not have to worry about a full-time job, and again, a lot of them are in their retirement years.
Sure.
Harris?
Yeah, you know, the other thing too is that employers are so picky right now. What we're seeing a trend in too, and it's not a positive one, they'll hire somebody, keep them for a little while, and if they decide they don't like them, they know that there's so many job candidates out there, they don't feel bad about, you know, them going back on unemployment and moving on to the next one. By the way.
Yeah, you know.
Oh, go ahead. Finish your thought.
Oh, I was going to say you're exactly right. A lot of these employers, you know, and a lot of the people you meet here will say they don't say age discrimination. A couple have, but they say, you know what, because they're older, a lot of employers might be leery of hiring them full time. So for them, it's a win-win situation.
Yeah,
they don't need to work full time. The employers don't want them full time. Yeah.
And our aging population gets a break and gets to do something for a little bit and make some cash. Adam Housley, couldn't you see me as a lighthouse docent?
I could see you as a White House docent. Although if you are a White House docent,
I travel all over the country. My husband and my kids and I love lighthouses. I think they're just beacons. They're fun. They're usually in great places to hike. I could show everybody the Fresnel light.
Have you been to some of the Oregon lighthouses? Those are beautiful up there.
I have. I've been on both the Portlands. Maine and Oregon,
oh, nice.
and all up and down. I've been to Nova Scotia and seen their lighthouse there. I'm really into lighthouses. Who knew, right?
I didn't know.
I could be a work camper.
You can't. You know what? You got a future, Harris. When you're done with the TV thing, I'll come visit. Also, hey, where's your place at in Arizona? Is it Southern Arizona? Are you down here?
South of Tucson.
I love Tucson. We're big Tucson fans here in the Western region.
Got married down there, and my hubby was born and raised in Tucson. And you and I should catch up off air, probably, right?
Yeah, probably. Although people, I'm sure, are very interested in our Tucson connections.
I bet they're not. All right, Adam Housley, good to see you, my dear.
All right.
Okay,
Good seeing you.
Mike